hey, hey.
Ernest Lee Thomas, the beloved actor who brought the character of Roger Raj Thomas to life in the iconic 1970s sitcom What's Happening, once filled our television screens with laughter and joy. His infectious smile and charming personality captivated audiences, making him a household name.
Adorable little kid sister was about to sing for us, weren't you, adorable little kid sister? Sing!
Yet, behind the laughter and smiles, there was a darker story unfolding, one that would lead him from sitcom stardom to the depths of addiction and homelessness.
And in 1979, the show gets canceled. And you didn't even know it was coming.
No, found out from a newsstand guy. Major depression, more drugs, goes coke. I haven't introduced to coke at that time. So Muhammad Ali rescued me. Well, we became really friends. And then he told me things I would never tell anyone.
Born in Gary, Indiana on March 26, 1949, Ernest began his professional acting career as a Broadway actor, appearing in the 1974 revival production of Love for Love and the 1975 revival of The Member of the Wedding. Shortly after, he moved to Los Angeles to pursue a career as a TV film actor. In the fall of 1975, he received a role on an episode of The Jeffersons. It was during the taping of the show that he learned of an audition for the upcoming comedy sitcom What's Happening, loosely based on the 1975 film Cooley High. At 26, he eventually went on to win the role of Roger Raj Thomas on the show, which aired from 1976 to 1979 and made him a household name. But Ernest seemed to have been too young to bear the responsibilities that come with fame and wealth. Soon after What's Happening went off the air, the icon began a steady decline fueled by questionable life choices. Thomas said he had not anticipated the show's discontinuation and learned the devastating news from a newsstand employee. The fleeting revelation would have far-reaching consequences for his life. Now, imagine this scenario. One day, you're a star, a party animal, a millionaire with a sprawling mansion in Malibu, living the life of your dreams. And the next day, your dreams and source of livelihood are being threatened before your very eyes. This was the fate of Ernest Lee. But before we delve into his downfall of despair and hopelessness, let's shed some light on what led to the show's cancellation, ultimately sending Ernest Lee into a downward spiral. After What's Happening became an unexpected hit, Fred Berry, best known for his role as Freddie or Rerun on the show, felt it was time to renegotiate his salary. This prompted both Ernest Lee and Fred Berry to demand a raise. This request was turned down, leading Fred Berry to leave the show after the first season. To avoid issues in the future, the producers of the show begrudgingly gave the cast a raise during the second season. You would think all was well and good until, during the production of the third season, ex-cast member Fred Berry, labeled as the show's troublemaker, decided to show up again, and this time, lead the cast in demanding a raise yet again, citing the series' consistently good ratings. This time around, the production team said no. They refused to bow to pressure from a scorned former cast member. The cast was not only denied the raise, but ABC decided to cancel the series after a contentious meeting between the cast and the production company. With the loss of his signature role, coupled with the pressures of fame and the changing landscape of the entertainment industry, Ernest Lee fell into a deep depression. This made him turn to drugs and alcohol for succor. From alcohol to weed, cocaine, and even crack, there was no kind of illegal substance Ernest did not experiment with. And we all know that excessive drugs and substance abuse comes with its repercussions. In an interview with Vlad TV, Ernest Lee shed some light on the effect of drug usage. Thomas admitted he went through a phase of depression after finding out, which led him into the clutches of illegal drugs. He abused illicit substances like coke, crack, and weed, eventually becoming addicted to them.
Well, people got to quit lying. It is an awesome feeling. That freebase is like that ecstasy, but it's a two-faced drug. It's the angelic, and you have this euphoria, like, oh my God, I want to feel this way all my life. But then that downside, then the devil comes,
Yes.
right? And every thought, every evil thought, everything that bothered you, every childhood memory, everything anyone said to you comes up, and you feel less than crap.
At first, the star tried exercising limitations in his drug use. However, as the years went by, things took a devastating turn, making him realize he needed to get clean. Ernest's wake-up call came when he got evicted from his home after losing all his money and becoming unable to pay the rent. Following his eviction, the star moved back in with his sister, who took him in willingly despite him being broke. It was then that Ernest became determined to get off the drugs. Turning back to his Muslim roots, Ernest prayed earnestly for a divine intervention to break his addiction.
I was staying with these friends who weren't there, and I got on my knees and I said, Lord, even as I speak to you, I want some, I want the freebase, I want all of it, but I know I'm gonna die if you don't intervene and take this away from me, And 30 years later, and I admire people in AA and CA, but for me, it was Jesus Christ. He took it, and I have not looked back since.
After a 6-year hiatus from TV and film acting, Ernest resumed his role as Roger Raj Thomas in the sequel, What's Happening Now? This time, the spin-off presented Raj as a more mature and well-developed character, even having a wife played by Anne-Marie Johnson and becoming a successful writer. The show was in syndication for 3 years. Soon after the show ended, Thomas made several guest appearances on various shows as Raj Thomas, including The Parenthood, Martin, Soul Food, The Steve Harvey Show, All About Anderson's 2003, and Just Jordan. Like most celebrities in the entertainment space, Ernest Lee has had his fair share of controversies with his colleagues in the industry. When asked in an interview what it was like working with Bill Cosby, Ernest Lee praised Bill and his talent, but also described him as snobbish, unfriendly, and arrogant.
Bill Cosby, I admire him as a comedian. I think he's hilarious. Especially in Let's Do It Again, The Cosby Show. As a person, I did not like him. He was not friendly to me or to the Fred Berry and Haywood and I. Again, I didn't want to go to prison. We went to prison. I cried about that. But I'm just keeping it real. He was not nice to me, so I did not like him.
But that's not all. Ernest made some truly surprising allegations about Martin Lawrence, candidly sharing intriguing aspects of his experience with the fellow actor. He acknowledged Lawrence's initial break on What's Happening, a detail that had not widely circulated. However, as Lawrence's career soared, transformations became evident. Thomas illustrated how Lawrence's demeanor underwent a noticeable shift, marked by a growing sense of arrogance, especially as he climbed the ladder of fame and success.
Yeah, Martin did. He got a little arrogant, but yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, he did get a start on What's Happening. Who knew? And I was, I accepted him with open arms because, the other cast members didn't want him on the show, and it wasn't like he was just incredibly funny, now, of course, I love the Martin show. No, he just acted new once he got the success.
But not all experience with stars in the entertainment industry are negative, right? There's got to be a few exceptions. One such relationship is with Muhammad Ali. Ernest describes his meeting with the famous boxing star as one of the highlights of his life.
Till Muhammad Ali rescued me. I prayed on him again, the importance of prayer and visualizing what you want. And so when I was with the drug dealer getting high with the freebase, and he felt sorry for me, he said, man, you know what? You need to get with Muhammad Ali. I bet he like you. So I said, yeah. So I started getting photos of Ali. I would bring photos into my room, get magazines on Ali. I put it all in the room and on the table. And in 2 weeks, we went to Hollywood, and I remember this lady comes over. She didn't call me Raj and and then she said, hey, Ali's at the magic shop. And it looks like it's closed because the gate is closed. But just open, it's not locked, just open it up. And my friend looked at me and said, you're a warlock. I said, no, this is the power of Christ. So anyway, I go in there and Ali is doing the magic trick. And everyone's recognizing me and Raj. And Ali gives me this look. I don't know if you have ever met Ali, but if he looks at you a certain way, he can give you a look, man, that makes you feel like you're about a foot tall. So he looked at me like, I'm the one here. So I said, hey, no more autographs. I'm here for Ali. I'm here for Ali. And he couldn't have been more gracious and said, do the laugh. Ah! You know what I'm saying? He don't make a sound, like he just laughs like, so do it again. Ah! And I said, you don't watch what's happening. He said, yeah, I watch the show. I love that show.
Thomas has worked steadily since the end of What's Happening Now in 1988. In addition to playing Mr. Omar on Everybody Hates Chris, Thomas's film career has included roles in Spike Lee's Malcolm X, Judd Apatow's Funny People, and Rob Zombie's The Lords of Salem. Yet he's still regularly recognized as Roger. I could let my beard grow and have a hat on, and I still get recognized, says Thomas. I don't know if it's something about my walk or what. I was walking down the street one day in a shirt with a hood, and a girl behind me asked, Raj? I turned around and asked, how did you know? And she said, your butt. Apparently, I have a distinctive butt. Ernest is very secretive about his love life. And although he has occasionally made jokes about having a love child, he doesn't have any children. He has been engaged several times, but the women usually left him. In contrast, he sometimes left them. It's rumored that he has been engaged more than 5 times to different women. And some even claim that Ernest once had a wife and that the marriage lasted for around 2 months before the two realized that it wasn't really working out. As of September 2022, Ernest's net worth has been estimated at over $500,000.